So we are slowly coming up upon Memorial Day weekend, which is kind of historically known for uh, the beginning of the summer violence that, Chicago has been plagued by for like many years. Uh, it was announced that they have a summer safety plan, uh, but as I stated before, like I kind of see more emphasis on the actual safety plan for the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, which will be here in August. Uh, just really kind of looking at it from that standpoint to say like, oh, okay, we're getting prepped up for Memorial Day, and we have our summer safety plan, and it was literally like a press conference, but when you hear like the DNC is coming, it's just like extra coverage, It's like they're really, really, really focused on showing you that they're gonna keep the city safe. They have the Secret Service, the FBI, like, all these various agencies that are on board with helping to make sure that this happens and it's, you know, a great event for for them, But as I said, like what is being done to, help us prepare for, this summer of violence? Because it's like, oh, okay, we getting ready for you know, the DNC in August, but it's it's gonna be a long summer, and it's definitely already just too much stuff going on before the summer has even happened. So it's just like, oh, to hypothetically be like, oh, it's gonna mysteriously like, be better because, they have this summer safety plan, like I believe they had a summer safety plan last year, like I don't have the numbers, but you could look them up, you know, yeah, like I just remember vividly, like every like weekend they were doing like a report of like how many people were shot and killed, so it's just like, how do we like nip that in the bud and like stop that, like there's multiple organizations who like are bringing various resources and bringing, they're bringing all types of alternatives and, solutions to the table. But yeah, it's just not a lot of funding for it, which kind of doesn't make sense, which kind of is like what I say. Like when you look at like the investment into like the technologies and the various, you know, line items that are on their budget, like I don't really see it being, it's always at a disproportion to like the community investment, like being someone who has applied for grants and gotten some of them, like the 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 amount of money that people are applying for in these grants isn't necessarily like something that could like transform the community, like that's all I'm saying. Like, you don't necessarily even have the support of like the aldermen and like, state representatives and stuff like that. Like, like, and I kind of feel that's where the problem is because it's like a disconnect. You may see this politician or person on TV talking, good, but you know, when you go outside, you don't really see, you know, you don't really see that, like, yeah, it sounds great, on a news clip or like like an audio bite, but the reality is like, you know, there's trash on the streets and people are like robbing and shooting each other, you know? People are like selling drugs, on the train, on the street. Like, people are, pretty much doing whatever, fighting, anything you could potentially think of. Like, people are doing it. And what is really being done to address the root cause of this, Like, we have Memorial Day coming up, and yeah, they have their summer safety plan, but is it gonna work? You know, like, I'm optimistic, but I'm just saying, like, we've been down this road many times before, so I don't know.